Okay, y'all. So let's get into our next topic and let's talk about Superman, which in a couple of hours it will be playing in theaters everywhere. Well, they've been giving out, they've been showing sneak peeks and they had the premiere, they had the fan premiere, I believe, Tuesday. And then I think today is the official day that comes out. All the embargo was lifted, all the reviews are out right now. And for the most part, they're overwhelmingly positive. So I'm literally looking forward to seeing the movie. I'm actually seeing it tomorrow at 10 a.m. So I got to get up early because I found me a good seat. I was like, I'm going to see it in Dolby. And I'm also going to see it next Thursday because I had to call my parents or whatever and be like, so what's y'all schedule? Because I know my dad wants to go see Superman. My mother is going back and forth with her mother. So I gotta I figured out her schedule. So it's like I'm taking them next Thursday. And I found a good excuse me, some good seats in IMAX because IMAX stays sold out. And I really want to see that movie in IMAX. So I got me a ticket for tomorrow in Dolby, and then I got 3 tickets next week for IMAX. It even made look. I spent so much damn money. It made me sign up for A-list, and I was like, um, I had been hesitant to sign up for A-list, but I was watching John Campion show the other day, and he was talking about like the whole thing about A-list and everything. And I remember hearing it because one of my really good friends, Esteban, does A-list as well. So I'm like, let me sign up. And I never got around to it. But after spending all that money, I was like, oh no, bitch, I'm signing up for A-list because you get a lot of perks with that. I don't know why I'm promoting AMC. I used to work for them and they pissed me off, but I still go to that theater. But anyway, to get into the situation at hand, because I'm starting to go a little off on the side tangent. Let's bring it back. So Superman's coming out. There's still people out here who are hating. You already got the Snotter Bros that are upset because this movie is made. This movie's coming out now. The reviews are positive, and it's just like, you know what? I don't understand why people have all this energy to just be mad about any little thing. If you don't want to go see a movie, don't go see a movie. And I guarantee you, there's going to be a bunch of them damn Snyder Bros up in there who are going to hate watch this damn movie because they want to see what it's giving. But another hater, speaking of which, who's jumping on the situation is a former Superman by the name of Dean Cain, who's been washed up since they canceled Lois and Clark back in the 90s. When did they cancel that damn 97? That's what that last time it aired on ABC. So it lasted 4 damn seasons. 4 too many if you ask me. But I did look, the good thing we got out of it was Terry Hatcher because she went off and did Desperate Housewives, which was my show, by the way. So Dean Cain decided to jump on the line, and now he wants to call Superman woke, or he's worrying about Superman being woke. And this is why I hate a lot of y'all. Well, I can't say hate. Hate is a strong word. This is why I despise some of y'all. Like, especially when it comes to stupid people, I have a low tolerance for idiots. And he's literally an idiot because I'm like, why is it anything that showcases diversity or something different than being a white heterosexual male? Which, let's be clear, Dean Cain is not full-fledged white. I ain't gonna say heterosexual. I don't know, but I guess he is. That's how he identifies. But what I meant to say, if we want to talk about ethnicity, Dean Cain is part Asian. So if you want to sit up in here and try to act like you ain't got no immigrant situation going up in your situation, you could try to deny it because you're passing and you're white. And this is the thing that irritates me about people like him. And at Alyssa Farrah Griffin over there at The View, where she was over there with her anti-Muslim rhetoric when she's Syrian. And when you look at a Dean Cain who's part Asian, and sitting up here talking about woke this and woke that because James Gunn said that Superman is an immigrant, which for some reason, I don't know how it doesn't compute, but for a IP that has existed for almost 90 years, I believe 87 years is when we've had Superman when it was invented back in the 30s. I don't understand how it's like it doesn't compute that, yes, Superman is an immigrant. You have someone who came from Krypton, was a baby, crash landed on planet Earth, Kansas to be specific, and you don't think that's an undocumented immigrant? Like, I don't think when he crash landed on Earth and Ma and Pa Kent found him that they had his papers all up in that space, little baby spaceship as well. There was no birth certificate. There was no social security card. However, the numbers are that they have with that. So I don't know why this is like hard for them to compute. I guess maybe you was looking at, the red, white, and blue Chinese outfit, and then the crazy special effects. Like that, y'all don't be paying attention to the allegories that come into a lot of this stuff. I feel like y'all just be complaining and bitching because it's gonna get you attention. And y'all know, I think a lot of y'all know better, but y'all just choose to wallow in your ignorance because it's going to get you, it gets those endorphins going, it gets you attention on social media, and then we're here talking about it. So apparently, Dean Cain told TMZ via Entertainment Weekly that he's wary about Hollywood making the Man of Steel woke and James Gunn's upcoming Superman, where David Corenswet takes on the title role. The movie has faced conservative backlash ever since Gunn told the Times of London that Superman is an immigrant and the story of America, saying, quote, "How woke is Hollywood going to make this character? You mean the very Hollywood that you used to cuck to until them roles dried up and then you wound up doing, I guess, those faith-based movies and shows, whatever, because that's the only place where you could get a job?" So he says, how much is Disney going to change their Snow White? Well, that movie already came out, so I don't think it matters here nor there. Why are they going to change these characters to exist for the times? For Superman, it was true justice in the American way. Well, they dropped that. They came up with true justice and a better tomorrow. Changing beloved characters, I don't think is a great idea. If you want to create a new character, go ahead and do that. Well, thank God you're not a writer and you're just there to be a blank canvas and do whatever the directors tell you to do, because clearly you lack something called an imagination or an actual brain. This is the same person that played a homosexual in a movie called The Broken Hearts Club. And you want to sit up here and try to talk about woke this or woke that, but you didn't have no problem playing woke characters back in the day when people actually gave a shit about your ass and you was the hot commodity in Hollywood. He said that Superman has always stood for true justice in the American way, and the American way is immigrant friendly, tremendously immigrant friendly. But there are rules. You can't come in saying, I want to get rid of all the rules in America because I want it to be more like Somalia. Well, that doesn't work because you have to leave Somalia to come here. There have to be limits because we can't have everybody in the United States. We can't have everybody. Society will fail. So there has to be limits. Well, who are you to determine who gets to come here, who doesn't get to come here? Just like if you decide to get up on a plane and take your ass over to another country and they decide to kick you out, then what? And why all of a sudden, out of all the places, you decide to drag Somalia into the conversation? What does Somalia do to you? So now you're making it about, now it feels like there's some underlining racism to what you're saying. And somehow there's rules. But were there rules when, it's funny, why am I even trying to articulate this stupidity? But since we're here, let's play along. First of all, Superman's not even real. What are we doing in this country? Like, I just don't understand. It's like, Superman's not a real person. It is based off a comic book. For over 8 decades, the allegory has always been about immigrants. He is an immigrant. It's about immigration. How does he fit into a society that doesn't really accept him? And I like the idea. Well, I can't even really speak on the movie because I haven't seen it yet. So I don't know what the overall tone is. I don't know what the overall, what it is that we already understand the immigration allegory because that's always going to be the foundation of Superman. But I can't really speak on what James Gunn is trying to say about his Superman until I see the movie tomorrow. Then I can go further in on it. But I also feel like Dean ain't see this damn movie either. So what the hell is he talking about? So now they said when Gunn said that Superman is an immigrant that came from other places and populated the country, MAGA supporters and conservative pundits were quick to react by saying they would skip the movie. Okay, well, I'm sure that Warner Brothers, the DCU, and James Gunn could give two shits and a flying fuck whether or not y'all go see this damn movie. Keep your ass home. Fox News branded the film super woke as network host Jesse Waters, that freaking Pervert. Wisecrack, you know what it says on his cape, MS-13. And I'm sure it probably took about him and a couple of writers to come up with that funny joke. See what idiots over there. And he also says, we don't come to the movie theater to be lectured to and to have somebody throw their ideology onto us. And that's what the Crypt Keeper herself, Kellyanne Conway, added about the movie. Well, then you can keep your little 20-pound ass home, Crypt Keeper. We don't want your ugly 20-pound ass up in the movie theater either. So then Kane also told TMZ, I think bringing Superman into it, I think that was just a mistake by James Gunn to say it's an immigrant thing, and I think it's going to hurt the numbers on the movie. I was excited for the film. I'm excited to see what it is. I'm rooting for it to be a success. No, you're not, because if you were, then why would you go in and say all the stuff that you're saying? But he's saying, but I don't like that last political comment. And I also feel like, Dean Cain, you haven't had a career since they canceled Lois and Clark back in 97. So I don't think that James Gunn, who has had a tumultuous career making a lot of successful movies, all of them wasn't successful, but for the most part, his Guardians of the Galaxy films alone eats up your entire career. So I don't think he gives a good goddamn what your opinion is on a movie you had nothing to do with, especially since you're not even on a damn D list. Like, what goes lower than D? Z? So we don't care what you think. Although this, for the grist of the mill, the conversation, we definitely have to bring it up because this is what people are talking about on social media. And so he's running a whole, universe. I was gonna say network, but with the DCU, he's running a whole ship over there with not only this film, but different movies as well. And for the most part, let me Google it. How much, let's see, because you talking about, the movie's not going to do well. Not how long has Superman been around. How much is Superman going to make at the box office? Because the estimation, they're saying that it eyes about $130 million domestically. So if it's going to bring in $130, it says, the comic book adventure is aiming for a 120 to 130 million domestic in its opening weekend. However, Warner Brothers and independent tracking services are divided on where the initial ticket sales will land. The studio is offering a more conservative estimate of 100 million to 110, while others are projecting that strong reviews will propel the debut above 140. And then it says that it's going to bring in 100 million at the international box office, but that could also be a cautious estimate. So we'll say between 110, 120 million dollars. We'll find out over the weekend when Monday comes and I do another show, what the actual numbers were. But the movie's going to be a success. I do feel like there's the hardcore Superman fans that love Superman are going to go see this film. It's got its own it's got a different tone. So I don't like the idea of people actually comparing it to Man of Steel. Man of Steel's tone was completely different than the tone we're getting from this. This seems more bright, effervescent, and hopeful, whereas Zack Snyder's Superman had more of a dark type of tone to it. So the tones are different. The way that David Corenswet, I'm sure, is playing Superman is completely different than the way that Henry Cavill plays Superman. And I remember him saying, and it's probably why Dean came mad, because David didn't call him up to ask him any Superman advice. Because David did say that he called up David Corson. He didn't call up himself. He called up previous Supermans to ask them their advice, and he said that they weren't going to give him. They said I think he called oh my God, what's his name? Tyler Hoechlin. I think that did the Superman and Lois show, which, don't throw tomatoes at me, I still haven't gotten around to watching that show yet, and I know all the episodes is up on HBO Max, so I definitely need to get around and watch it. I am going to get around and watching it, but it's too many damn things that is occupying my time at the moment. So one of these days I'm going to get to it. So I think he said he had called him up, and then I believe he said he called up, I'm surprised he didn't call, he said he called up Henry Cavill. I'm surprised he didn't call up The one that did Superman Returns, Brandon Routh. But yeah, he said that he called them up to ask them their advice, and they was like, no, you just need to play Superman your own way, because everybody has their own way of coming to it. I know some people was getting pissed because it was like, when some people say, oh, this is the best Superman I've ever seen, and people were getting, but what about Christopher Reeve, and what about this and that? And I said, you know what, people saying that, I don't get offended, because we all have our different vibes and reasons for why we like what we like. And maybe these people that seen this have never seen the Christopher Reeve originals. They didn't grow up with that Superman, so I don't think people need to be mad at them. Like for me, my Superman is Tom Welling. I grew up on Smallville, and that's my era. So I'm aware of Christopher Reeve. I saw the films because my dad showed them to me. But for the most part, that's not my Superman, because that's not the Superman that I'm aware of. Because I don't even think I was born when the original Superman came. When did Superman come out? Like 77? Yeah, I wasn't born yet. So, my Superman, like I said, my Superman is Tom Welling in Smallville. Them 10 damn long seasons of him being a damn blur. But and Michael Rosenbaum was my Lex Luthor. And when I see this, I'm gonna probably enjoy it for what it is. And I don't know why people can't just let people just enjoy what they like, because and I feel like this movie is geared towards a new generation who didn't grow up with the Tom Welling Superman, who are vaguely aware of the Henry Cavill Superman, but that's not that's not maybe their Superman. And this is going to be introducing Superman to a new generation. So let people like what they like. And if people feel like, woke this and woke that, I'm tired of y'all using woke as a weapon, because you taken a word that was created, of course, per usual, by Black people, and you decided to weaponize it. Woke means to basically be aware of the atrocities that's going around. So when there were situations that was going on in the South, it was like, be vigilant to Black people, that you need to be vigilant. You need to be aware of what's going on because of white supremacy, whatever the case is. That is what woke is. It has nothing to do with anytime you want to show any type of diversity, anytime you want to put a woman or a gay person or a trans person, or you want to talk about immigration or anything, because that's basically, you turn the word woke into a racist dog whistle. That is what y'all do. And I'd be damned if I'm going to let y'all sit up here and yet again hijack another word created by Black people and turn it into something that it's not. So, as I said before, I'm going to go see this movie tomorrow. I'm going to do my review on it on the Monday show, because I want to give everybody an opportunity, because I can't do those. Oh, I can't give a spoiler, whatever the case is. I'm going to let y'all see it, Friday, Saturday. I'm going to let Sunday happen. And then when we come back on Monday show, I'll give my full assessment of the movie. I'll put up the whole spoiler review, alert, whatever you want to call it. So that way, if y'all don't want to hear certain things, you'll be aware. But for the most part, I'm definitely going to talk the hell about this damn movie, because while Batman has always been one of my favorite DCU characters, I have a soft spot for Superman. And David Cornsweet is cute. Also, I know he was on The View. The cast was on The View today, so I gotta watch that later on. So I know that was a whole lot, but when it comes down to it, I gotta read the idiots down to the damn floor. So if people, if y'all don't want to go see the movie, don't go see the movie. Just stay mad. I'll go argue with your mammy. So I go and say, what do you guys think of this story in regards to Dean Cain out here being a damn airhead? He's kind of, if you think about it, his character in the Broken Hearts Club was kind of an airhead. So maybe he wasn't really acting when he was playing that ding-ding homosexual in that damn movie. So I never want to hear, and Billy Porter was in that movie too. That's where I first became aware of him. But and then when he had the scene where he hunched Andrew Keegan. Ooh, where he been? Where's he at? Anyway, let me come back. So I never want to hear from y'all. Let me know what you guys think of this story in the comments down below.